Hello my dear students. Now we'll explain the lesson 2 in unit 1, which is velocity. The objectives of this lecture is to distinguish between time and duration. Then we must know the unit of time according to the SI system. Then we will distinguish between the average velocity and the instantaneous velocity, and we must know the unit of velocity according to the SI system. Finally, we will convert kilometer per hour to meter per second and determine the type of motion. First of all, the type of motion. We have three types of motion. First one, which is uniform rectilinear motion. This motion occurs when the speed remains constant during the motion, and when the speed increases with time, so the motion will be uniform accelerated rectilinear motion. And finally, when the speed decreases with time, it will be uniform decelerated rectilinear motion. So the type of the motion depends on the speed. If it is constant, then it is uniform. And if the speed increases, so it will be accelerated, and if the speed decreases, it will be decelerated. Now we must differentiate between instant and duration. First of all, instant is the time at specific moment, and it is denoted by t. It is measured using speedometer, and it is expressed in seconds, while duration is time interval. It is the time between two instants, and it is denoted by delta t. It is measured using chronometer, while it is expressed also in seconds. So for example, if I say to you that the physics course starts at 8 a.m., this is a specific moment, so I give you here an instant. While if I say to you that the physics course takes 55 minutes, this is a duration since it between two instants, t1 and t2. It starts at 8 a.m. It ends at 8:55 minutes a.m. So I give you two instants, two specific moments, and the duration here it is delta t, which is t2 minus t1. So it takes 55 minutes, and this is called duration. Now we must define the velocity. We have two types of velocity. The first one, which is instantaneous velocity, is the velocity of a moving object at a given instant, and it is expressed in meter per second. While the average velocity is the velocity during an interval of time, and also it's expressed in meter per second. How we can differentiate between instantaneous and average velocity? How can we differentiate between the average and the instantaneous velocity? For example, if I am moving from my house to the school, if I give you the speed at each instant, for example, I start my moving at speed equals 10 meters per second. When I reach the school, I reach it by speed equals to 8 meters per second. Here I give you instantaneous speed, which is speed at specific instant. While average velocity, if I say to you that I move to the school by speed 10 meters per second, here the average velocity of the movement from my house to the school. So it is the total distance over total time. Not now, how
speed
can
at
we calculate the
specific
speed? The
instant.
speed
So as
depends
a
on the
result, we
distance
can
and
conclude
time.
that the
The
instantaneous
speed
speed
equals
is
the
the
speed
ratio
at
of distance
specific moment
over
time,
time, while the
and
average
distance
speed
equals
is
speed times
the
time,
speed
while
between
time
two
equals distance over
instants.
speed. Pay attention to the units. V is the symbol of the speed and it is expressed by meter per second, while D is the symbol of distance and it is expressed by meter. Finally, T it is the time, and as a unit of time is second. Finally, how can we convert from meter per second to kilometer per hour? The SI unit of the speed is meter per second. There is another unit which is kilometer per hour. If we want to convert from meter per second to kilometer per hour, we must multiply only by 3.6. And if we have the speed in kilometer per hour and we want it in meter per second, we divide by 3.6. Thank you for watching and I hope that you understand everything.